the video of the track line of MV Dolly as it leaves the berth here at the Port of Baltimore.
MV Dolly, like Salvador Dali. Fascists are already like trying to blame DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, for this. Okay, if I recall correctly, the guy that was driving the ship is Ukrainian. So I don't know. Are Ukrainians black, brown, a secret third thing? Hey, it because Baltimore is a heavily black city, and because Baltimore has a black mayor. These people who have no brains or who have hamsters running around where their brains should be, are like, oh yeah, DEI. Like, I'm pretty sure it wasn't no black folks. I'm pretty sure it wasn't no Indians. I'm pretty sure it wasn't no Latino folks piloting the fucking Edmund Fitzgerald or piloting the fucking Titanic. Okay.
So here is Dolly. There will be two tugs, Bridget and Eric McAllister, that are going to come in and take the ship off the berth. You see its track line here as it heads out. I'm going to go ahead and let this play. I've got it sped up here a little bit so that you'll be able to see it go here a little bit faster than normal. Two tugs come in and they get the vessel off, and the ship is going to head out
Well, I'm definitely a lot better than this guy that was driving this fucking boat that made a whole bridge fall down.
into the track here. I'm going to pause it right here.
Like, I've fucked up in my life. Like, for example, I spent all of yesterday arguing with batshit insane right wing Egyptian nationalists, but you can never say that I made a fucking bridge fall down.
And we're going to go ahead and reset here. Dolly is coming down her track just as you expect. The two tugs leave her, not unusual. We see that happen all the time. She is in the channel. Now, this channel is can be used for two ships at a time, but they usually like to just do one. And so you see one ship. She is a little bit on the left side of the lane, just a little bit off center, but that is fine. She's doing about six, speeding up here to about
Never made a bridge fall down. Well, not with that attitude. I mean, I'm a wrecker, but I'm not a wrecker of that type. I'm not a like life-threatening wrecker.
7, 8 knots. Going to go ahead and readjust. So here is the key bridge right here. And this is where I want to kind of get this coincided with what's going on. All right, on the left.
Maybe, maybe the pilot of this boat was like a revolutionary, and he destroyed the bridge because it was named after the fascist slave owner Francis Scott Key.
Is marine traffic. On the right is the live feed that we have from the Port of Baltimore. Okay, I tried to sync this up the best I could. The videos are
You tried to sink? You tried to sink this up? I think you made the fucking bridge fall, man.
not running at exactly the same moment. But this is the moment that we see Dolly lose power. She goes dark in the video up here. She is out without power at this time.
Also, like, have you ever wondered why like they refer to ships using feminine pronouns? Like, why don't you just say it? Like, I wonder where that started.
You see the vessel is progressing right here at about 8.5 knots, and she's heading for the key bridge at this moment. And again, one of the things that we're not sure about here is what is causing the power outage on the vessel. Is it mechanical? Is it computer? Is it fuel? We just don't know. But the ship goes completely dark. And let me be clear, the worst feeling ever on a ship is to lose power. Everything gets quiet. Silence
I don't know. I think the worst feeling on a ship would be sinking.
is the enemy on a ship. That means everything has gone wrong. So here we see the vessel coming out. It had just come from the Secret terminal, which you can see right behind it. Secret, she was actually up on this berth right over here where the cranes are, just underneath the center part of the bridge, and she's coming down. So she's still progressing down. She's doing about 8.5
Would you fuck a ship, Jack?
knots at this point, and she is coming down the channel. Now, I got this playing at basically real time. We're going to go ahead and speed it up here in a minute, but I want to get to the point where she will get her power back on. And as she progresses, we'll see the lights come back on with the vessel. Now, at this moment, there's a big question about whether or not the ship has rudder control. This is the key thing. If the ship does not have rudder control, then the ship is careening out of control. There's nothing you can do. The ship would have an anchor ready to drop. You would have a crew up on the bow, but the question is that crew still there? Are they standing by? They should be in place until they get out past the bridge and the channel. There
Maybe they're drunk.
is a Maryland Bay pilot
Don't sailors like drinking?
on board advising the ship's master. Right at this moment, hopefully, they're calling out issues on Channel 16 and the other hailing channels that they'll be using to tell them to be aware. They will have portable radios, so they don't need the ship's radio. Here you see the power come back on the vessel. So now Dolly has power back on. She is starting to drift. If you look at marine traffic here, she is starting to drift toward the south side of the channel at this point. So she's beginning her movement. Remember, this is a vessel that is about 100,000 tons. So a substantial size vessel. It will have a lot of momentum on her. And if they had lost power, then the rudder would not be answering. So wherever that rudder was, even if the rudder was dead center, it's not providing any maneuverability because you have torque from the propeller. The propeller is going to want to twist the ship. Now we're seeing smoke belching out of the ship. Here's the smoke coming out. What we tend to think is this is the ship starting to back down. They will try to get way off the ship. And that's going to be an indication we're going to see here if the ship begins to slow down. So I
They fucked up the bridge, man, because they were listening to your boring ass.
got it running now. It's a
But honestly, like, a white dude with a boring voice is probably likely to know what he's talking about. Well, any dude with a boring voice is likely to know what he's talking about. Why would you ask me how big is my computer screen? Why do you want to fuck my computer screen, you sick fuck?
little bit off
Go buy a sex doll.
sync. It's just not quite timed in exactly. We're lagging behind on the video. But what you do see is the ship is starting to lose way. It's starting to come off. It's down to 7.6 knots. Now the ship is coming out of the channel at this point and still has a lot of way on. That could be just a little bit of loss there by maneuverability. We know she drops her port anchor. We just don't know when she drops the port anchor. And again, more black smoke coming out of the vessel. This is either an engine failure or the issue of the ship trying to back down. And then you have the strike up against the bridge. That's where you see the speed come off to about 1.5 knots there. And on the video, you will see the ship. There'll be a big splash in front of the vessel as it hits that piling. And you'll see the collapse of the pier. You're still seeing black smoke emanating from the vessel at this point. The ship has basically come now to a full stop at this point on terms of its maneuverability. It's still showing a little bit of way on because of the GPS. It just takes a while for AIS and GPS to get in sync with that. And this is the moment of impact that we will see here, about 1:28 in the morning Eastern Standard Time, 4-hour difference between UTC. See a big splash there as the pylons hit, and then you have the bridge collapse. So that gives you a kind of a
Can you imagine, like, well, not just driving across the bridge, but like being a crew person on that shit? I'm using gender neutral terms. Being a crew person on that motherfucker, and the fucking bridge comes down on top of you. Never mind drive across. Like, this is my biggest fear in life: going across the bridge and falling into the water, or like the fucking bridge collapsing. And this happens quite a bit. But yeah, like, that is my number one fear: falling into an open body of water. Like, I don't want to fall into fucking Chesapeake Bay, Mississippi River, Lake Michigan, any of these motherfuckers. Like, big ass body of water. Like, how can they rescue you? What if they can't find you? Like, can you imagine, like, slowly drowning in a vehicle in the middle of fucking Chesapeake Bay?
play-by-play there on marine traffic.
And, oh, by the way, yeah, this is definitely a time to attack the state of American infrastructure. Although I don't know, like, what bridge is built to remain viable after a fucking cargo ship hits it, after a fucking container ship hits it. But, like, yeah, American infrastructure is trash. All you have to do is drive our highways and drive our roads to witness that. But Yeah. And in Baltimore is literally building $1 billion jail as this happens. Of course, I don't know how you can shore up a bridge to make it withstand being hit by a container ship, but like this is just proof that this country is fucking crumbling. This country is fucking crumbling, like literally, just like this fucking bridge named after a slave owner, also the guy who wrote the American national anthem based on a British drinking tune, which sucks. But well, this is where we're at. Rest in piss, Francis Scott Key Bridge. This is another angle. Like the whole fucking bridge just shits its whole ass. Like it didn't just knock down part of the bridge; it knocked down the whole motherfucking bridge. And you see little cars falling into the water.
Bridge, the Francis. Yo! What the? What? The Key Bridge, the Francis Scott Key Bridge just got hit by a cargo ship.
That's what it looks like in the daytime. The whole fucking bridge just gone. Ship's still there though. I hope nobody was standing on the fucking front of that ship. And of course, they see black guy mayor and oh yeah, DEI. He literally guided the ship. It's known that every mayor of Baltimore, when a ship comes into the fucking river or the harbor, they have to take the fucking wheel or stern or whatever the fuck they call it. They pilot the ship into their fair city or away from their fair city. So of course they're trying to blame the governor and the mayor, both of whom are black if I recall correctly.
I'm thankful for the folks who
I'm here for black bald man representation.
once the once the warning came up and once notification came up that there was a Mayday, who literally by being able to stop cars from coming over the bridge, these people are heroes. They saved lives last night.
At least the USSR took notes of better infrastructure. Yeah, I guess that's why Chernobyl totally didn't happen. When you have a bunch of corrupt, crooked party apparatchiks running things, for one they didn't have more nuclear accidents. Hey, there he is. How are you doing today? I don't know. I spent last night arguing with all of fucking Egypt, so I think I'm holding up pretty well.
This is going to take some time. The people of Baltimore
His ass was driving the fucking boat.
can count on us, though, to stick with them at every step of the way.
That's why the bridge went down, because they let Biden drive the fucking boat.
Until the port is reopened and the bridge is rebuilt.
Is there any reason to believe that the company behind the ship should be held responsible? And then also, you
That
mentioned
could be, but we're not going to wait till that happens. We're going to pay for it to get the bridge rebuilt and opened.
President Biden said he will travel to Baltimore soon. I hope he gets robbed. So, yeah, rip. So, what did I fucking get myself into last night? Basically, I was arguing. Well, I basically made like an inoffensive statement, okay? I do not say that ancient Egypt was entirely black, okay? That's what Hoteps do. I said that because Egypt is in Africa, as seen in this map, like Egypt is right here, this little hunk of land up here. And this shows the migration patterns, late prehistory, the Egyptians coming from this lake here, moving into the Nile Delta region, okay? So ancient Egypt does have a black founding population, and it has black roots. Now, was I saying that every single Egyptian is black? No. But Egyptians being what they are, I don't know what the fuck is the matter with these people, but they seem to think that I'm some type of weirdo hotep that was saying that their entire population is black. No, I've seen Egyptians before. I know what Egyptians look like. Also, this is funny.
Mon président, deuxième baguette, il a approché.
Holy fucking shit. Mashallah, indeed. But I said, like, why do Arabs in Egypt lose their shit when black people say that their civilization came from us? Because y'all literally came from us. As much as y'all hate it, as much as y'all, and it's funny because like Egyptians, they don't have no problem claiming the fucking Greeks. They have no problem claiming the Middle East. They have no problem claiming the Mediterranean, all these different people that occupied their territory, okay, to live in their territory. But when you speak of blackness, when you speak that they have a black ancestry, that they have black origins, then they get mad and they say they were Hoteps and we're trying to steal their culture from them. No. Some people claim that I said I was an Egyptian. No, my ancestry is literally West African with 10% European. But like I said, like, y'all encourage Europeans to engage in all kinds of historical revisionism. Like, y'all have no problem with white people playing Egyptians, but when black people put ourselves there, then it's a fucking problem. Like, y'all need to deal with your own anti-blackness in North Africa. If I recall correctly, Mauritania still has fucking slavery. Slavery. Like, buy and sell motherfuckers. Maybe focus on that instead of hating black people. Like, let's just look at the quotes. Let's look at the quotes. Location, USA. Yes, I'm an American. Am I proud to be an American? No, but y'all are kind of making me that way. I don't give a fuck what your skin color is. It doesn't mean you're untouchable. Black privilege. Black people are privileged now, which allows you to claim everything simply because you're black exists only in that shit society of the U.S. And it's funny because a lot of Arabs and a lot of Egyptians in particular seem to quite like moving to the shit society of the U.S. Because it's not true. Okay. You understand that if you had a civilization that someone is trying to steal, nobody's trying to steal your civilization. Why would people in Egypt care about Mauritania's problems? Like, if I thought like y'all, I would be saying, like, why should black people in America care about Arab problems? Like, y'all are across a whole ass ocean. Why should we care about what's happening to y'all? Like, I literally said that. Like, why should black Americans care about Arabs' problems? If y'all don't give a fuck about what's happening on your continent, then why should we care about what's happening to y'all a fucking ocean away? Of course, I don't think like this. Why? Because I'm a communist and a proletarian internationalist. But y'all across a whole ocean. By your thinking, if I thought like you, if we thought like y'all, if we all thought like y'all, like, well, I shouldn't say y'all, because not all Arabs, not all Egyptians, not all North Africans think like this, but they do have a very heavy anti-blackness problem. So by your thinking, and if I thought like this particular ignorant person, by this guy's thinking, by rights, black people should just stand by and let the imperialists and Zionists fuck them up and take all y'all shit because it ain't none of our business. Better yet, we should help them because, like y'all keep saying, we're a part of the empire. And since we can get rich off of it, y'all ain't our people. As a matter of fact, y'all love to talk reckless and hate on us. So we, of course, should be happy to help destroy you and take your wealth. We are citizens of the richest and most powerful empire in the world, right? So instead of aligning ourselves with the weak, we should embrace and align with the strong. If we follow this guy's thinking, thankfully we know better. We have a political consciousness, and we don't think like this. But yeah, a lot of anti-blackness in North Africa. Bless their hearts. Some people are even talking about taking back the North. People are like, oh, why don't we just drop a big-ass bunker buster on the Three Gorges Dam? Because it's not going to go very well for you. You're going to lose. You're going to get your ass beat. And you're going to make a big-ass fucking mess. But I did not mean to start a fucking racial war between Arabs and black people. Honestly, it's the fault of those racist ass people that live in Egypt. And then you have this stupid shit. Like, this person says, if you come from a third world country, please do not offer any solutions on what the fuck black Americans should be doing. How dare you? Of course, this is ignorant. Like, I'm not a foundational black American type, although some of those racist Arabs did kind of like have me halfway there. But I'm not Anos. I'm not a foundational black American. I am a revolutionary black communist. I'm a Marxist-Leninist Maoist and a revolutionary black nationalist. But, I mean, honestly, is she cooking? I mean, yeah, like, if your country is in a shambles, like, you cannot offer us advice on what we should be doing. Get your own shit together. Like, and this only applies to, like, those reactionaries who are like, oh, y'all should pull your pants up. Y'all should stop doing all that rap music. Like, what the fuck? Why don't you get the Congo together? Why don't you get Haiti together? Then tell us what to do. Matter of fact, don't tell us what to do. And then this guy, Congo is bleeding, which it is, says that stop moving to Africa to escape homelessness in America. Who the fuck is moving to Africa to escape homelessness? Who the fuck is moving to the Congo, of all places? A country that was literally torn apart by civil war. Who the fuck is moving to the Congo to escape homelessness? Our poor are their rich, okay? Yes, many of our poor. As a matter of fact, the entire foundation of American society is based on stolen wealth, right? But like, nobody is moving to fucking Congo to escape homelessness. If I recall correctly, y'all are the refugees. Like, there are no migrants from America going to the Congo. It's Congo, actually. And I keep saying, ignorant people are bringing this foundational black American bullshit on themselves. Yes, these FBA people are dumbasses. Yes. But like, seriously, how the fuck are you going to come to this country that our ancestors built? Like, black Americans are a distinct ethnicity, okay? Like, we are. Like, my Nigerian professor at university literally told me, like, I don't look like anybody from any specific country in Africa. I'm still black, but, like, you can tell that I've got some other shit. That's why my skin is fucking brown, not black. But, hey, how the fuck are you going to come to this country that was built on our flesh and blood and have the audacity, the nerve, the utter gall, the chutzpah to hate us? Like, I'm not a xenophobe. And I support asylum for all because I'm a communist. I don't believe borders should even exist. And I'm also an internationalist. But a lot of working class people, like average, ordinary, everyday working class people, think like this Brittany person. And these people are American citizens that can vote. That's why you should think before you open your mouth, because you're basically pushing black people into the fucking Trump camp. Well, the more ignorant subset of black people in this country. But nonetheless, we don't want that. Cosmos Enjoyer asks, didn't African Americans move to Africa, to places like Ghana, to reconnect with their roots or something like that, rather than because of economic hardships? Like, we might go to a visit nowadays, but very few move over there permanently compared to the 60s and 70s when the national liberation governments had power. Like, yeah, Algeria hosted the Black Panther Party's embassy. You have black Americans moving to Tanzania, Guinea, Ghana, because these countries were governed by governments that were Pan-African in outlook and in many cases socialist. But nowadays, neoliberalism has got hold. Standard of living is more often than not shit. Infrastructure is usually trash if it exists in the first place. The governments are extremely corrupt. And in places like the Congo and northern Nigeria, there's literally civil war and banditry. So coming from the USA, which still has one of the highest standards of living in the world due to imperialism, yeah, no, nobody's going over there. People from America, black Americans that do go over there to make money, they take it and they leave, like the Chinese, Russians, Europeans, and everybody else. They don't go there to live unless it's in South Africa or Botswana or Nigeria. And even then, they're behind a gate with armed guards or on the northern coast, and they still keep a house in the U.S. in case shit goes sideways so that they can, when shit happens. It's fucked up and exploitative, but that's how it is. Good news. The CEO of the largest Zionist weapons producer, Elbit Systems, says that we are beginning to face difficulties in obtaining parts from countries that ban security exports to Israel following the ongoing war on Gaza. We confirmed that the Iron Dome system alone will not be able to confront Hezbollah's missile arsenal, and we are working on accelerating the production of a laser system. We are facing difficulties after some companies banned supplying weapons to Israel. Exports to the United States and Canada declined during the last quarter of last year, Our profits decreased after closing factories in Kiryat Shimona and Sderot. Our production declined due to the drafting of 2,000 of our employees into the army and the killing of 5 workers. Our profits decreased 22% after the war in Gaza. So you're a fucking Israeli weapons company, and your profits have gone down. We were forced to shut down operations of a subsidiary of ours in the United States. Our sales have recorded a decrease in the United States and Canada, and we are facing difficulties due to the boycott, divestment, and sanctions movement's attack on us. Based. Senegal has a new president. Bassirou Diomaye Faye has been elected the president of Senegal and will succeed the crook Macky Sall after April 3rd, 2024. He is a 44-year-old anti-colonialist who does not believe in Senegal's current arrangement with France. This is Fannie Lou Hamer's husband, and he provides me big fit inspiration. Missouri had our primary. The city of St. Louis won 36% uncommitted, which is based. 16% uncommitted in St. Louis County. Based. Itamar Ben-Gvir is maudling about the Security Council's decision, and he says that it proves that the United Nations is anti-Semitic, and its Secretary General is anti-Semitic and encourages Hamas. Like, this shit isn't working anymore, guys. It's not working anymore. You can't just yell anti-Semitism when you all are committing a fucking genocide. So there was a resolution. The United States allowed the ceasefire resolution in the Security Council to pass. This is the vote.
Will those in favor of the draft resolution contained in document S/2024/254 please raise their hand. Those against? Abstention. The draft resolution has been adopted as Resolution 2728.
The UN Security Council has just passed a new Gaza ceasefire resolution. The U.S. abstained from the vote, still significant though. It did not veto. All other members of the Security Council voted in favor. This comes after the Security Council failed to pass a resolution put forth by the U.S. on Friday. This new resolution was put forth by some of the non-permanent members of the Council. The new text demands an immediate ceasefire leading to a permanent, sustainable ceasefire. It also demands, quote, the immediate and unconditional release of all hostages, and that all barriers are lifted to providing humanitarian assistance needed for Gaza. Those are all the issues that have been brewing over this question for some weeks now.
This is big because the U.S. normally would veto it, but they were like, because there's a lot of pressure from the left. Like, it's already fucking up Biden's electoral possibilities. He's already getting his ass kicked by a person that does not exist, uncommitted, in all the primaries. So, yeah. Tensions between the United States and Israel were exposed on Monday when Washington stood aside and allowed the UN Security Council to pass a resolution calling for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza. The U.S. decision to abstain on the vote prompted Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to cancel a scheduled trip to the U.S. by 2 of his top advisors. Oh, wow. The Israelis aren't coming. What are we ever going to do? And, of course, the internet being what it is, they made him into a soy jack. Everyone is Hamas! So, my take on the whole fucking Egyptian thing is, this whole conversation has become so stressful. Well, this is actually Jay Moxie's take, but Jay Moxie is right. It's become so stressful. Let's just bury it. Shout out, Egyptians, y'all have the right to your land. No one here wants to take over like y'all think. Like, these people are actually acting like Americans wanted to, like black Americans wanted to go fucking land in Alexandria and conquer Egypt for our ancestors. Nobody wants to do that. I don't want to live in fucking Egypt. Like, have you seen Cairo? It's beautiful, but it's fucking crowded. I don't want to live there. But we were the first to populate Egypt because we are the first humans and the oldest. What is the biggest obstacle for world peace? There's three, actually. One, two, three. If you got rid of these three places, communism would literally be established tomorrow. This guy says that, I like you, but you are wrong on this. The fact that the first humans are black has nothing to do with Egypt. That appeared like 300,000 years after the first humans. Egyptians depicted black people separately. They were black, Nubian dynasties like the 25th. Okay, let's look at a picture. These two white guys are Libyans, I think. This is a Nubian. And this guy to the right, he has my fucking skin color. Like, I'm not the Nubian guy's skin color. Like, I'm literally brown like this dude. So how the fuck? And I'm not like deeply mixed, okay? I have 10% European ancestry. But so if I, who has like literally 90% sub-Saharan African ancestry and black, then how the fuck is this guy? Like, now I understand like race had a different meaning in the ancient world, but like how the fuck is this guy? Like, this guy would not be sitting at the front of the buses, okay? I understand, like, I'm not trying to project the American notion of race, which is deeply tied to the one drop rule, onto ancient societies, but come on, man. You can't just say that guy's, oh, he's indigenous Egyptian. Okay, who are the original indigenous Egyptians? He is darker than my dad and like a half shade lighter than me during the summer. I'm for my people first because no other groups will support us like we do for them. Indeed. But this is me after this whole fucking discussion. All of Egypt hopped on my ass and fucking mummified me. And like, what a lot of people don't understand is like all this racist shit that comes from NBPOC, non-black people of color. Like, what Bandit is saying is true. Like, it's going to get to a point where black America just throw our hands up and be like, you fully join the empire. Because if y'all don't fucking want us, then why the fuck would we be in solidarity with y'all? Like, I had this Nubian chick from Sudan, which is, of course, undergoing a genocide, like, lambasting me because I was supposed to be claiming her Nubian culture. She literally told me, like, you all only claim our culture when it benefits y'all. Like, what the fuck does affiliating with Sudan have to do for me? Huh? Like, what power does Sudan have in the world? Like, what? Like, what does a war-torn, famine-stricken country have to benefit a black citizen, a black resident of one of the richest country in human history? Huh? Like, we're not doing this. We're trying to be Pan-Africans, okay? Like, we're trying to love all of our people, but if y'all don't want us, then what the fuck? The only reason it hasn't happened is because we have been infinitely graceful and merciful. But if things keep up, a time will come when the people's heart has hardened and we are finally done. And I shouldn't have said this. Like, this guy said that I'm either an Afro or a communist. And apparently because I'm black and a communist, I'm bottom of the barrel, but being both. And I was pissed. So I said, wild how my country's military can literally turn wherever the fuck you are from into a pile of smoking rubble within 24 hours or buy your leader like a bag of potatoes. But y'all still get on the internet and talk shit. Like, these people are going through hell, and they literally still have time to go on the internet and be anti-black. But at the same time, I've been a communist for a long time, and I'm not supposed to talk like this. U.S. imperialism is not a joke. Okay? Turning countries into smoking rubble is not a joke. So, if I offended anybody with that, I apologize. We cannot be complicit in the mass genocide of Palestinians. On April 2nd in New York, stand with Palestine and cast a blank ballot. Leave it blank, New York. This is New York City DSA. Shout out. But yeah. And they're phone banking all the rest of this week, all the way up to April Fool's Day. And the primary is the day after the 1st. So if you're in New York, cast a blank ballot. Black Americans are actually part of the empire. Many of them served in the imperialist army because they were drafted, you fucking moron, you fucking rebozo, and boast about killing Native people abroad. Nobody boasts about killing Native people abroad. Just like Latinos and other POC too, they have been defeated and killed in Vietnam, Iraq, and Afghanistan. Also, you're celebrating our people's death now. Like, we were literally drafted. We were made to go. And my response to this stupid shit was, if we're part of the empire, then an average person who is not a communist would ask, why should an average black person throw in our lot with Arabs and Asians and Latin Americans in weak, poor countries where they hate us instead of the most powerful country in the world where we were born and raised and that we built over 400 plus years. Fuck them. No, that's not my position, but that's what an average fucking person who hears this shit would think. You know what? Fuck y'all. Y'all hate us, we hate you. And we got the bigger military. Now what, bitch? Like, y'all are making it hard to build proletarian internationalism with this shit. BRG black pill arc. It happens to every black leftist at some point. Come home, brother. American descendants of slaves and the black nationalism. I'm a revolutionary black nationalist. I'm not a narrow-minded black nationalist. Delegation still got room. It's tempting in my anger, but I'm still good on Team Red. Like, maybe I'm a naive fool. Maybe I'm a jackass carrying everybody else's struggle on my back, but I don't forsake my deeply held beliefs over a stupid Twitter argument with people who are generally not respected in the countries that they come from. I do advise people to quit dumping on black Americans. Otherwise, the whirlwind that they reap will be a bitter one. Like, you all do not want us to side with this fucking empire. We're the people who are going to bring it down. A lot of people are losing patience with folks who talk international solidarity with one side of their mouth and then call on us when they're in desperate need and then go on to call us apes out of the other side of their mouth. Never mind the abysmal treatment when we go overseas. So just think about that. Anti-black racism is as foundational to the United States as stolen indigenous land. Ooh, poll. Very close poll. Can we call ancient Egypt the black civilization, meaning that it's rooted in people from the interior of the African continent? Very close. 49.2% say yes, 50.8% say no. 22 minutes left. But, yeah. Don't get into arguments with Egyptians on Twitter. That was my lesson from this. How college athletes could fight back against anti-DEI laws. This is Governor of Alabama, Kay Ivey. They call her Meemaw.
Across the state's public universities.
Alabama is the latest state to ban diversity programs. Like, there's a lot of shit that you could be banning, but you target diversity programs. This is a coordinated plot by the right to attack black people. Like, we're at war in this fucking country. Like, the right is waging the cultural revolution that we're supposed to be raging.
And government agencies.
SB 129 is passed.
It passed with overwhelming Republican support, but likely to face legal headwinds soon for its broad sweep. As of October 1st, any program that involves a, quote, divisive concept cannot receive state funding.
So you can't talk about, like, the literal history of your state. You can't talk about the labor organizing that took place in Birmingham. You can't talk about the Klan. You can't talk about fucking George Wallace. Like, this is some 1984 shit.
Republican Governor Kay Ivey saying today, I refuse to allow a few bad actors on college campuses, or wherever else for that matter, to go under the acronym of DEI, using taxpayer funds to push their liberal political movement. The law coming after days of debate in the state legislature.
Everybody in this room is created equal, and so I thank you for bringing this now that we can no longer taxpayer money and go to programs that teach us that we are actually different.
But civil rights advocates arguing it tramples on the constitutional rights of students and faculty.
When you have a bill like this and it's incredibly vague, folks get scared. This is going to have a direct impact on DEI offices across.
I believe it was CLR James that said that vague terms in politics conceal treachery.
Across the state.
Alabama only the latest in a line of states taking sharp aim at diversity programs. Florida's Stop Woke Act, preventing companies from requiring diversity trainings, now tied up in legal challenges.
That'll definitely go over very well in South Florida, which is basically a giant diversity training.
But back in Montgomery, students have been making their voices heard all month.
DEI has never made me feel threatened, hurt.
Alabama schools tonight now trying to sort through the implications of how to comply with this new law and still teach. Laura Jarrett, NBC News.
Tonight, baseball's biggest star, Shohei Ohtani, speaking for the...
Yeah, not a good time to be living in fucking Alabama or anywhere in the South, to be honest. Oh, yeah, Puffy's in trouble. Diddy Puffy. He changes his name once every 2 years. But, yeah, the feds raided 2 of his homes on Monday. as part of a federal sex trafficking investigation. They sent fucking Homeland Security after his ass. It was 4 months after the rap mogul's ex-girlfriend, singer Cassie, accused Combs of sex trafficking. They said helicopters had sent agents after him. They made his kids go outside, and they were detained, and they made him wait outside while they searched and ransacked the house. Honestly, fuck this dude. I hope he suffers. I hope he suffers. His lawyers are saying that this is a money grab. No, he did all this shit. He did all of this shit. It's when you have several people saying the same thing about a person, like in regards to shit like this, that shit totally happened. This shit totally happened. But yeah, I hope his ass, like he's trying to flee and dodge and hide. They're gonna catch his ass, and I hope they make him suffer. Like, I'm definitely not a fan of fucking carceral approaches, but like, yeah, no. This shit wouldn't be allowed in socialism. It shouldn't be allowed now. I am so stinky right now. Most anarchist I've ever been. Y'all just be putting anything on fucking Twitter. Who cares about how your fucking fucky ass? Hassan called out Drew Pavlo for being funded by a fascist millionaire. Good for him.
Support in 2021. Ooh, interesting stuff here. Yeah, the shop is working again. Okay, good. Mr. Fenwick has contributed $365,000 to the Liberal Party, $75,000 to Liberal Democrats, and $25,000 to the anti-Chinese Communist Party activist Drew Pavlo. I want to thank my mates Tim Page and Dilby for their years of friendship, Simon Fenwick for his immense support, my barrister Tony Morris Casey, who's been like a father figure to me. Drew Pavlo is paid to post right-wing propaganda by far-right millionaire Simon Fenwick, who also funds the fascist One Nation Party. Pavlo even openly...
So they... being white in this world is something fucking else. So just because he's fucking white in Australia and this fucking guy is paying him $25,000 to shitpost all day. I shitpost all the time. How much do I get paid for it? If you see this combo, you know you're about to read something fucking based. I agree. Greater Baltimore DSA on the Key Bridge collapse. Baltimore DSA extends its unwavering solidarity with the families impacted by the horrifying collapse of the Francis Scott Key Bridge and with the entire community of South Baltimore. This is a disaster that will likely reverberate across the city in the days to come as the port of Baltimore. Oh, Jesus, I just pronounced it like somebody from Baltimore. Balmer. The port of Baltimore is paralyzed, and a critical piece of infrastructure for residents on both sides of the Patapsco is out of use. The port directly employs almost 40,000 hard-working people. As socialists, and most importantly, as fellow Baltimoreans, collective ownership and good stewardship of our public infrastructure and dignity and care for all residents remain our top priorities. This chapter, we are closely following updates from local authorities in order to ascertain how to best support the community and those affected by this disaster. Gee, maybe Baltimore should have spent a few thousand on protective bollards for the bridge footings before bankrupting itself with the most expensive prison ever built. I agree. Like, why the fuck would you build a fucking jail? Why? This bomb was used in Sana'a, Yemen. We still don't know what kind it is. Certainly, it is an internationally prohibited bomb because the number of victims and homes destroyed by this bomb was very large. They're just using this fucking country as a laboratory. Like, hey, look what we just cooked up at fucking Raytheon. Here you go, fellas. Yeah, take it to Yemen. Tell us how it does. Like, do weapons companies like have reps that just hand out free weapon samples to people, to governments? That's a goddamn motherfucking mini nuke. That's a fucking mini nuke. Woman knocked unconscious by the cops at a Nowruz protest outside Eric Adams' residence. If this were Iran, there would be calls for regime change. What is it with cops? What is it with cops and like attacking fucking women lately? Like they did this in New York a couple weeks ago, just knocked the shit out of a little fucking girl, and she was laying on the ground unconscious.
What the fuck did you do?
What the?
You shameful
fucking dogs!
You fucking pricks. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Are you trying to kill people?
I filmed all
Yeah, they're trying to kill people.
of that.
Are you trying to kill people? You're trying to kill ambulance, you pieces of shit!
Kill yourself. Do us all a fucking favor.
Bruh.
Why are you beating them up like?
Do us all a fucking favor.
Why are you
Kill yourself. Do us all a fucking
ambulance, you pieces of shit?
Kill yourself. Do us
I
all a
love
fucking
Zoomers.
favor.
Why are you beating them up like that? Why the fuck?
Get a
are you
fucking
doing that?
ambulance.
You fucking bitch!
Fuck is he running to?
What the fuck?
So what you're telling me is a few dudes with a few cargo boats could cripple American infrastructure in a matter of minutes. Do you have any idea how much one of those things costs? Like, are you planning on stealing one? Israeli aircraft have intensified airstrikes on Rafah City in the past 2 hours. It's just wild, like how numb we are. Like scrolling Twitter nowadays is like, oh, pussy in bio. Oh, Jesus, just watched 15 people die. Hot tits in bio. Our entire family home has now been destroyed by Israel. Built by my grandparents after being forcibly expelled from their homes in Jaffa in 1948. They worked for decades to save up enough to purchase a small plot of land where my family could live. 5+ decades of memories are now gone. This is what Israeli occupation does. Oh yeah, that's Vijay Prashad with Layla Khaled. One I love Layla. Vijay Prashad, not so much. In America, a FICO credit score is a blacklist administered by an unelected private oligopoly. Americans are inducted into this capitalist credit initiative from birth, which controls everything from where they can live to which employer they're allowed to work for. In order to be allowed to live at a house when they get older, Americans must begin taking out loans from an early age, even if they don't need a loan. Americans call this ritual to appease private banks and landlords building credit. Then, many employers ask for your FICO credit history. When an American's FICO credit score drops too low, they can even face debtor's prison. These prisons are part of a complex system of forced labor camps, which are very profitable and significantly contribute to the U.S.'s GDP. If someone steals your social security number, you are not allowed to get a new one, and you must fight the criminals in court for remuneration. He's writing about this like people write about China and North Korea and other such places, and it's funny. Did the Americans sell a mother of all bombs to the Saudis or something? I mean, I would be surprised. I love Dr. CBS. I'm actually reading her book. Okay, but folks can imagine you as human, acknowledge it in fact, and still be committed to stealing your land and labor, pursuing profit at your expense, militarizing and policing all aspects of life to protect their property, etc. Humans brutalize other humans. Corn syrup project is a phrase used in the American-speaking world to describe poorly constructed U.S. infrastructure, sometimes called just corn syrup concrete. He's making a joke about the fucking tofu roads. Or we could just say that both China and the U.S. built shitty infrastructure. Fuck this. What game should I play? I don't want to play Helldivers 2. That game sounds stupid.
The U.S.
Huge changes to American Army Infantry Brigades.
Army recently announced a sweeping reorganization to its troops. A lot of units are being inactivated, and when a lot of units are inactivated, people on the internet talk about it. There are two major contexts behind the changes. First, Army 2030. The U.S. Army is trying to reorganize for large-scale combat operations and need more people in different types of units. Second, there are big manpower issues. Pre-existing units are largely under strength, having been designed during a different time but manned under current circumstances. As for changes that impact the Light Infantry Brigade or Infantry BCT, here are the big ones. First, they're inactivating cavalry squadrons in CONUS Infantry and Stryker Brigade combat teams. This was actually something we knew was going to happen in the infantry BCTs at least. Ultimately, the recon goal is a divisional cavalry squadron or DIV-CAV. The 1st Cavalry's DIV-CAV pilot is currently under the Aviation Brigade like in the old days. Brigades would have a recon troop or company, while maneuver battalions retain a scout platoon. This is how things were before modular force in the mid-2000s, which created permanent brigade combat teams. Shutting down the Brigade Cav Squadron, which has an HQ, 2 mounted and 1 dismounted troop, is going to resource the creation of the Division Cav Squadrons, 1 M10 Booker Company per IBCT under a divisional battalion, and the Brigade Recon Troop. The Booker Battalion HQ is planned to be resourced via a troop from a shut-down Armored Brigade Cav Squadron. However, as far as I know, they aren't implementing the Brigade Recon Troop or DIV-CAV before they case the Cav Squadron's colors. Although I could be wrong about that. Some brigades might try to retain the Cav Squadron's dismounted Charlie Troop. Second big change, the Army is getting rid of the Light Infantry Battalion's Delta Company, the Weapons Company. These are basically motorized direct fire support units equipped with TOW missiles, 50 cals, Mark 19 automatic grenade launchers, and M240s. Unlike the light infantry companies, they're organically motorized and bring a lot of firepower. They're going to be replaced by an anti-armor platoon under the Battalion HQ Company. This will be about a quarter of the size of the Weapons Company, and instead of being mounted on heavily armed Humvees, it's possible they'll be mounted on infantry squad vehicles and equipped mainly with Javelin ATGMs and the M3 MAWs. The Army wants to streamline the motor pools of its light infantry battalions around the ISV, although for units that have not fielded the ISV, I'm guessing XS Humvees could be an option as well, but that's just a guess. To give some context, Airborne, Air Assault, and Reserve Component H-Series Leg Infantry battalions have had a dedicated anti-armor company with 20 Jeep-mounted TOW missiles since the 80s. And before that, there was a Combat Support Company which had 12 to 18 TOWs or fewer 106mm recoilless rifles depending on the exact time period. In the 90s, after the Humvee came in, Mark 19s and 50 cals were added to that company's arsenal. But Army of Excellence light battalions in the 80s and 90s lacked this company, and
it's always good to learn what your enemies are doing. It's a while. Big-eared Florence. I think I should create my own house. No gingers. House Redguard. Okay. I'll be back. I'm gonna go smoke. Give me suggestions for my motto, though. I need motto suggestions when I come back, otherwise it's gonna be something shitty. I'm back. Let's see what we got. Revolution until victory. Okay. Now I gotta design a fucking coat of arms. Maroon. A morning star in there. No. Is that a pair of fucking scissors? Got the most random shit here. RG. Creative, no? Yet. This is Crusader Kings 3, and I'm doing the Game of Thrones mod. If any Egyptian gives you crap, just tell them Mo Salah is mid and koshari, their national dish, is bland as fuck. I will keep that in mind. Thank you. I ain't playing as no white man. Where's my Summer Islanders? What's up? Yeah, that wouldn't be a good time. Thank you, Ricky. I don't know. I've never been to fucking Cleveland. I have never been to Ohio. What the fuck would I go to Ohio? What the fuck would I go to Ohio for? We should definitely teach children communism, like, in a way that they can understand. Yeah, I fucks with it. This is the Game of Thrones mod. I did hear that. If you're forgetting how fucking tedious this game is. Yeah, I did hear what Babylon B did. Seems to be a week of L's for our enemies, I guess. I wonder how many people consider Babylon B like an actual fucking news site. Oh, this is the plans for the Black American Empire? If I speak. Representative Josh Gottheimer goes to war against high schoolers protesting for Gaza. Why don't people just leave these fucking kids alone? Teaneck High School in New Jersey. Two students, Maria Mari and Amar Halek, began the march by calling on their elected representatives to support a ceasefire in Gaza, basically what the UN just supported. And then marched towards a nearby municipal park and led a group of around 40 high schoolers, college students, and other adults in chants. No more hiding, no more fear. Genocide is crystal clear. Stop the killing, stop the slaughter. Gaza has no food or water. Then they encountered a counter-protester at the park, an elderly man carrying a handwritten sign. Free the hostages. Stop killing and hating Jews. Stop sacrificing your own people. Then you had two local politicians, Hillary Goldberg and Keith Kaplan, who were stood across the street silently filming the high schoolers. And they were filming and smirking. So, after this protest in November, this council member, Karen Oregon, emailed videos of it to nearly 24 people, among them Representative Josh Gottheimer. And of course, this congressperson, whose constituents include these high school kids who were exercising their right to free speech and political activity, decided he wanted to issue a statement condemning the anti-Semitic, anti-Israel protests during school hours. And this guy is apparently fixated with Teaneck's high schoolers and is urging the U.S. Department of Education opened a civil rights probe into discrimination at the high school. After the school district announced that it would partner with 2 Jewish and 2 Muslim civil rights organizations, Anti-Defamation League and the CARE, Council on American Islamic Relations, Gottheimer publicly accused the Muslim organization of glorifying terrorism and demanded that Teaneck cut ties with it. These people are deranged. I'm sorry. They're fucking deranged. Like, these people are not responsible political actors. I would honestly approve a law that will fix it so that these fucking high school kids can represent their districts in Congress, because this fucking Gottheimer dude and the rest of these imbeciles, like, they're immature. They're fucking children. They're fucking children, and they're incapable of being objective or doing their jobs very well. I'll tell you, fuck Gottheimer and everybody that thinks like him. Should I play Age or Civ? Fuck it, let's play some Age. I wonder if those Egyptians are still mad at me. Maybe they'll break into my house tonight and turn me into a mummy. Custer? I'm gonna pick you. Maybe he's Arab. Yeah, why not? Why not a lot of Brits to expand into Scandinavia?
Commandement.
Commandment evolve. Right. Stand! Ready. Evolve. Yes.
Heil. Und Heil. Forster. Ready. Orchester.
Commandment. Right. Evolve.
I have played Rise of Nations, yes. It was one of my favorite games as a kid. I can't stream it though because for some reason, I don't know why. But
Ready. Right.
yeah, Steam won't allow me to stream it.
Stand! Yes. Yes.
Soldiers cannot eat their
Yes,
boots. At least, not usually.
Did you guys know that Napoleon poisoned his wounded and sick soldiers in Egypt so that, like, they wouldn't slow down the army on the march?
Richt. Heil.
Ruthless motherfucker. Like, if he'd poisoned his own troops, like, what do you think he'd do to Africans or Haitians or whatever? Man didn't give a fuck about shit but winning, and he didn't even do that very well.
Forster. Ready. Hunter. Commandment. Hunter. Commandment. Orchester. Yes. Forster.
Come on. Yes. Evolve. Yes. Evolve.
Yes. Orchester. Heil. Hunter. Commandment.
Commandment. Yes. Yes. Commandment. Evolve. Ready. Yes. Evolve. Commandment. Yes. Commandment. Yes. Yes. Right. Evolve.
Heil. Richt.
I grew up with Age of Empires 3. I'm not old enough to have, like, really grown up with Age of Empires 2. I remember, like, when this game first came out, it was on, like, 3 or 4 discs.
Commandment?
No, it was on more than 4 discs. But, like, it took a while for this fucking thing to install.
Yes. Right.
Like, now games install in, like, 2 or 3 minutes. Back then, like, you had to wait hours for a fucking game to install.
You were right.
It's amazing how fast technology has advanced in, like, 10, 15 years. Be interested to see where we are in 20 or 30 more years. Granted, if we aren't all dead. So.
Ready wall.
I don't think we'll all be dead.
Immenso.
I think somewhere, in some far-flung corner, this beautiful blue dot of ours, there will always be a human being.
Inti shows us where all of the treasures are.
Good for Inti.
Come on, ready. Right.
I support anything that fucks with France. I wholeheartedly support Corsican independence.
Commandment? Yes. Right. Yes. Commandment? I stand! Yes. Ready, Ewol.
Yes. Heil. Heil. Richt.
Come ready. Yes.
Yes. Ewol. Heil. Richt. Ready. Commandment? Richt. Commandment? Ready. Yes. Orchester.
Commandment? Ewol. Yes, right. Ewol.
Heil. Forster. Forster. Tokester. Forster. Commandment.
Yes. Yes, right. Evolve.
Ready. Yes.
Damn, y'all downloaded games off LimeWire. Guess y'all didn't really care about the integrity of your computer, huh?
Yes. Imena så. Ready wall. Imena så.
Ready. Yes, right. Evolve.
Vote Trump or get fucking head tapped. Oh dear.
Ready. Yes. Right. Evolve.
That's why we need to build a... That's why we need to build a Red Army, y'all. They're already telling us what they want to do.
Ready.
Form a Red Army or get head tapped.
Yes. Ready. Right. Yes. Yes. Right. Yes.
That's why you don't download video games off LimeWire, dum-dum.
Commandment.
Come ready. Attack! Evolve.
Commandment. Ready. Yes. Forster. Yes. Recht.
Cashier probably didn't give a shit. The cashier was actually probably doing the same thing.
Yes. Right.
I did not give you leave to establish a trading post, Huayna
Yes. ASEAN! Ready. ASEAN! Yes. Ready.
They don't make them like they used to.
Ready. Evolve.
Higher. Recht. Commandment. Recht.
Yes, yes.
Yes, Forster.
Heil, Forster.
Heil. Focuster.
Commandament.
Come on, you won.
Yes, yes. Imena så. Igual, imena så.
Yes. Commandment. Ready. Focuster.
Commandament. Yes. Yes.
Ready? Yes, yes.
Commandament. Yes. Recht. Commandament. Imena så.
Yeah, I've played Democracy 4.
Ready?
It's been a while since I played through, so I really can't like make a statement as to which is better.
The enemy was unable to stop me from rescuing my
Yes, stand. Right, you won.
Commandament. Igual. Yes,
Ready. Recht. Heil. Recht.
Yes.
Ready. Yes. Imen. Igual. Ready. Igual. Yes.
Commandament. Yes, imena så.
Because it's like really archaic English.
Forster.
Yes, Forster.
Yes, Forster.
Like this is like the English from the 15 and 1600s.
Ready?
Come on,
Come on. Yes. Igual. Imena så. Ready. Avance. Commandament. Ready. Yes. Imena så. Commandament. Igual.
Commandament. Yes.
Ready. Commandament. Richt. Yes. Richt. Heil. Richt.
No shit.
Ready. Yes.
Heil Tiljer.
Yes.
Ready. Focus
Come on,
there.
focus there. Yes, ready. Tiljere. Commandment.
Come on, Heil. Force there.
Yes. Tiljere. Heil. Tiljere.
Ready. Equal.
Why is Frederick the Great speaking modern English? Because it's a translation. I don't fucking know.
Yes. Imena så. Ready, yes. Tiljer.
Ready. Focus there.
Ready. I wall. Come on. Yes. Imena så.
Yes. Commandment I wall. Ready. Right.
Commandament. I wall.
Commandment. Tiljere. Yes. Focus there.
Yes. Imena så.
Yes, yes. Assail! Right.
I remember that game. You can like execute people and throw people in the fucking dungeon and shit.
Commander, Imena så. Yes, sir. Commander, man. Yes. Ready. Imena så. Comandamente. Yes, Lion.
Little bro, what are you doing? Really?
Commandant recht.
Ready. Ready. EOS.
That was an innocent civilian, you fucking war criminal.
Ready. Equal.
When I lay waste to your homeland and burn your villages to the ground, remember that you murdered a guy just because he was out growing fucking whatever these little berries are. You killed him for no reason. So when I fuck y'all up, remember that.
Ready. Yes. Imena så. Come on. Yes. Yes, I wall. Imena så. Come on. Yes, Imena så. Yes. Yes, Tiljer.
I wall. I mene så. Yes. I wall.
Heil. Recht, I wall.
Yes? I means yes.
Your great army and
Ready.
my
I
superior
mean so. I
intellect
will.
shall together vanquish our foes.
Commandment? Yes. Richt. Igual. I mene så. Yes.
Ready. Recht. Igual. Recht. Igual. I mene så.
Where's all the goddamn motherfucking trees?
Forster. Commandement. Recht.
Ready, wall. Right.
Commandment? Yes?
Heil? Yes. Tiljere? Heil? Richt. Ready? Richt. Commandment? Yes. Richt. Heil?
Ready. Yes. Recht.
Commandment?
Yeah. Ready.
Yes. Commandment. Ready, wall.
Ready? Richt.
Commandement. Recht. Igual. Commandment. Yes. Igual. I mene så.
That's right. Fuck him up, Freddy.
Command. Yes. Right.
Yes.
Yes? Yes. He whiz. Commandment?
These Inca love killing fucking civilians.
Yes? Ready.
Commandamente.
Commandment? I wall.
Commandement? I mene så.
Ready. Yes, commandment? I mean so.
Ready, wall. Yes. Yes. Right.
Commandment. Ready. Command. Håkaster. Heil. Håkaster.
Commandment.
Commandement. Håkaster.
Yes? Yes.
Yes.
Ready. Yes? Ready. Yes, sir.
Ready. Commandment.
Hvad er mine mål? Som de ønsker. Jeg er på vej. Ja. Hvad er mine mål? Deres mig. Det vil blive gjort. Som de ønsker. Jeg er på vej.
This is Age of Empires 3.
Det vil blive gjort. Ja. Jeg er på vej. Deres mig, som de ønsker. Hvad det vil blive gjort, som de ønsker. Jeg er på vej.
Heil i wall.
Ready. Yes.
Deres majestæt.
There's my steak.
Ja. Som de ønsker.
Commandment.
Commandment.
Heil. Come on. Yes.
Hvad er mine mål? Jeg er på vej. Det er som de ønsker. Jeg er på angreb. Hvad er mine mål? Ja. Det vil blive gjort. Ja. Som de ønsker.
Nothing like massacring some Italians to make you feel something, eh?
Hvad er mine mål? Jeg er på vej. Ja.
Что? Сделаю. Да, готов. Приказ. Что? Будет сделано.
I don't like Age of Empires 4. Played it a couple times. Don't like it.
Deres majestæt.
Like I said, I grew up with this, so this is what I know.
Som de ønsker.
Red Heil i mene så. Fokus der.
Готов. Сделаю. Да, сделаю.
Look at these fits. Clean.
Что? Сделаю.
Hvad er mine mål? Jeg er på vej.
Готов. Приказ? Что? Сделаю. Готов. Будет сделано.
Commandment? Yes.
Приказ? Сделаю.
Yes, I will. Come on. Yes, ready.
Ready. Yes. Recht. Ready. Recht.
Yes, recht.
Ready. Right.
Heil Tillier. Ready. Orchester. Yes.
Teil. Tiljere.
Commandment?
Why do you cower behind your trading posts? Face the Inca on the battlefield, like a real general would.
Nobody's gonna do that.
Что?
Sorry, boyo.
Будет сделано.
I so look forward to burning your village to the ground.
Commandament. Imena så.
Yes, I mean so. I will. I mean so. Yes, I will. I mean so.
Yes, you will. Yes. Right. You will.
Only thing now is to guard the trading post so that they don't come burn them all down.
Ready.
And also keep a crew in the town so that they don't come fuck it up. Simple.
Command. Yes. Ready, wall.
Why are we talking about Liechtenstein?
Ready. Yes. Commandment. Yes, I will.
Got stop.
Ready. Yes, I mean so.
I'm great, my Serbian friend. How are you? Suppose we could say that all empires have a bit of goof in them, though. I train this beautiful army and I don't even get to use it.
Ready.
What a shame.
If we just hold on, there is little hope for our foe.
Shut up, Freddy. I'm doing good. Just came back from a dinner with some Russians. I hope there wasn't any polonium involved. You idiot, what are you doing all the way up there? Go back to your post.
Imenaso. Iwal.
Well, now you've brought an Inca army down on us. Oh.
Come on, yes.
Guess we should bludge y'all a little bit, eh? It'd be a shame to have trained this beautiful army and not have used it.
Yes. Igual.
Fuck it. And that's a wrap. Thor. No, I'm good. I'm going to go find something to eat. You all go do whatever the fuck it is you all do at 8:25 on a